This is to address the North Charleston Police Department and what's going on there. This young fellow made a video of the officer shooting, the police officer shooting Walter Scott. Both of these are victims. The policeman is going to face life in prison or death, and both he and Mr. Walter Scott were victims of mind control and programming. And these can be proven. This is invisible weapon, so you can't catch it with a camera, all right? So that video does not show you the truth. In fact, it deletes it and frames the wrong person. Now I want to get to this quick. Larry Flint, this is the name I have to use, Childers. I was flown out there in '83 to his home to replace Larry, as a candidate to replace Larry McDonald, who was a U.S. congressman and doctor from Atlanta. I had written about him in a medical malpractice book and a number of other doctors, and the results was I had antifreeze put in me April the 1st of '80, and I should have died, and I was illegally taken across the state line by this woman, Lina Dempsey, and I won't get into all this. This is me, and I was kidnapped and brought there in '41. She killed her twins, and she was afraid if the book were published, they would find out it would lead to her killing the twins and my real identity. So I'm going to leave and jump to this. This was in April of '84. Mr. Flint was shot, and the person who shot him in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was doing the book in Marietta, was programmed. Now then, what I'm going to go to is why the cover-up. The NAACP has not told you about the mind control murders. The media has totally covered it up. They're up there. They've even got the man that did the video, and I think I've just covered up some of my information I had to put down. Anyway, I wanted to go to this. This is just a few of the mind control murders that can be proven. I want to say this. I've done the book and trying to get it published, and Wayne Williams was one of the victims of mind control. These were done in patterns. The Atlanta murders, they were black children. This had nothing to do with black and white. None of this has. This is programming, and it's not visible, so there you go. Anyway, I want to say this. Lee P. Brown, was brought there as an Atlanta police commissioner, 78 to 82. He and Mayor Maynard Jackson of Atlanta were on ABC morning program back then, I think in '80, I'm not sure, '81 probably. And they stated that Wayne wasn't guilty. It was the mechanism used. What they failed to say was the mechanism was mind control. Now, I worked for I think I said that, in the condition I was in and illegally taken there, I worked for Madison County District Attorney Fred Simpson in Huntsville. Now, that's when John Lennon was shot by Mark David Chapman and killed. That was a mind control. What I want to focus on here is Lee Brown went on. Why have they not come out? Listen at his credentials. If you did a background check on me, you wouldn't get any of the truth. And I'm not saying anything about Lee Brown. I'm asking you the question why this is covered up. Lee Brown left in '82, and Wayne was convicted, and the list is the name of the book that tells how many people died in this. It really tells you who's responsible for all this. But my thing is that the American people are responsible. You should see what they've done to me. I've only told the truth. I found out about my kidnapping in '83 after I'd done the book. So anyway, what I wanted to get on here, I'm not sure I've got room to put this up, is that if you Google Lee Brown, he went on to be police commissioner. I've got the dates, but you can get them. He was police chief and I believe commissioner in Houston, '82 to '90. Then he went to New York and he was police director of office of, oh, okay, he was police. You can look it up yourself. Police chief, I believe, in New York City till, and in '93 he was appointed director of Office of National Drug Enforcement under Bill Clinton, which is the drug czar. Now then, during that time, I believe he stayed till when? '97, went back and became mayor of Houston, et cetera, et cetera. So you can go on from there. He's got this really good credentials. So why the cover-up? I want to ask you this. Andrew Young was made UN, I'm trying to get this in, I'm in a hurry and I'm messing it up. Okay, you got Andrew Young was with Martin Luther King when he was shot in Memphis. I went into Andrew Young's office after Lee Brown was gone and Maynard Jackson was no longer mayor. He wouldn't even speak to me, but they let me know that he knew about what I was talking about, the mind control murders. I hadn't found out about my kidnapping at that time. Okay, so why is the NAACP and all these people who are civil rights activists covering this up, and the media? Now, I want to go back to not just the Wayne Williams. There's a list of blacks, if they care about blacks. There is Brian Nichols, who was in Fulton County Court when suddenly he supposedly went berserk and started shooting, and he shot, and I've forgotten how many were killed, but there were a number shot, and he went out into another county and shot. And this one can be proven too, believe me. He's in prison for the rest of his life as far as I know. Now then, I want to go to, if you can Google, but this one was the one that I knew about, Vince Foster. He was a White House chief of staff under Bill Clinton. He was found out in the Fort Macy park, supposedly gunshot wound. He was supposed to have killed himself. You got Ron Brown. What was his? He was Secretary of Commerce. He was black. He was shot in the head. There's a long list there, so I don't know, other than the Vince Foster's, the one that I knew about was mind control, and Ron Brown, that would have to be. So my point here, and I'm probably getting ahead of myself, is you got the media all over, like the Virginia Tech shooting over here next to me, the mass one, April the 16th of '07, was a mind control murder. The Fort Hood shooter was born here in Roanoke, Vinton, and he finished college at Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, near here, and went on somewhere else and became a psychiatrist. So you got lists of these that can be proven. And I can't, I know there was some other things I wanted to say, and I had written them down, now I can't find it. But anyway, and I've suffered, and I really have, so much in all this, and been called names. I haven't lied about anything. I've put documents up on YouTube. I have told the truth. And it is appalling. If you did a background check on me, you wouldn't even get my real name or any of the things that happened to me and my sons, my family, and my country. And I'm going to close this out here because I can't stand to watch the policeman railroaded when he's a victim too. So take into consideration the Aurora, Colorado, James Holmes, and he's being tortured with drugs. He's not mentally ill, it's mind control. The Tucson, Arizona, Gabby Gifford, the congresswoman, was married to twin Mark Kelly, and his twin is Scott Kelly, and they're astronauts, NASA, and astronauts. So I'm going to stop there. So you should, I put all this up. Why am I the one telling you this? Why has the media covered it up? The NAACP never mentions anything about me, I don't know what a civil right is, believe me, and the cover-up on the mind control murders. And O.J. Simpson, I didn't mention that, did I? Okay, O.J. Was programmed. Even his cousin or nephew worked for the Los Angeles Police Department and said he dreamed it and imagined it. Well, that's how they program you and modify your